And the other reason that I am able to do this presentation is because I'm chairman of CSBS and our co-sponsorship. But thank you, Julie, and welcome everyone. Let me extend my warm thanks to Julie and her wonderful staff here at the St. Louis Federal Reserve Bank. The organization, creativity, and commitment that your staff shows is truly a thing to behold. Thanks also to Jim Bullard, being such a supportive partner. We're privileged that you've invited us into your home, so thank you. Today, I'm pleased to represent the state regulatory system, the system that charters roughly 80% of all banks, including most community banks. The system whose banks support almost half of small business lending and 3/4 of agriculture. The state system. It is the charter of choice. Given our role, we are pleased to once again co-sponsor this conference. This is the 6th year that we've worked with the Federal Reserve. Together, we've attracted amazing speakers: Federal Reserve chairs, governors and bank presidents, state regulators, academics and researchers, community bankers, and my favorite, the college students who have won the CSBS case study competition. In years past, they've put on our most engaging presentation. Now, one question that might be going through your mind: why do all these people come to St. Louis? What is it that compels so many to gather at the Gateway to the West? The answer is, we share a common set of beliefs, and we're passionate about them. Because of community banks, our cities and towns have better access to credit and banking services. Because of community banks, our financial system is more diverse, can spread risk more broadly, and absorb economic downturns. Because of community banks, our political system is better connected to the concerns of local citizens. In other words, the fabric that binds our nation together is stronger because of community banks. And it's in all of our interest to nurture a bright future for this system. That is why this research conference exists. Here, we bring together a diverse group of participants to hear evidential research regarding the economic condition of community banks. We complement that research with the most comprehensive survey of community banks in the United States that Julie referenced earlier. So we have a lot in store for you over the next couple of days. From our annual survey on community banks, let me share one key finding. Compliance cost is coming down. After years of going up, this year's survey found that compliance costs for community banks has declined by 13%. There are probably multiple reasons for this decline. Let me offer you one. This very conference has raised awareness among regulators and policymakers. Over the years, we've heard from congressional staff who rely on our annual surveys to help shape policy. Regulators at this conference have said that regulation should better reflect the business model of community banks. As a result, tailored regulation is on the way in, and one size fits all on the way out. The research resulting from this conference, coupled with the national survey, are invaluable tools in formulating policy. So I believe this conference is making a difference, but we want to do more. To this end, we've added the new member to our team. Now with the FDIC joining the Federal Reserve and CSBS as co-sponsors, this conference and the research it produces will only become more visible and impactful. Much as we are deepening our bench by adding the FDIC, we're also deepening our use of data. Tomorrow, we'll have an exciting announcement about how we plan to use the survey data to quantify the sentiment of community bankers and the future of banking. Lastly, we can make a difference by providing better guidance on how to best tailor regulations going forward. We can approach rules and regulations one by one, but that will take time. We can rely on individual regulators to apply defining criteria, but political appointees change. Or we can devise a common definition for community banks, establish it in federal law, and apply it to all future regulation. To policymakers, I have a simple message. Let's just get that done. In the end, we're all striving for the same things: to understand the community bank model through research and data, highlight ideas and case studies on how these banks can remain competitive, and champion a regulatory regime that is appropriate for the risk it presents. That is what this research conference is about, and that is the conference we are pleased to kick off this afternoon. Thank you.
Thanks, Charlotte. That was great. I agree with everything you said, so awesome. Charlotte, too, recognized the FDIC joining this year, and I think I really owe it to Rich Brown to say, even though we haven't officially had the FDIC as a sponsor of this conference, Rich has served in our planning committee. I don't know if it's been ex officio or just we needed the help, but Rich, thank you for that, too. That made this transition even more easy, so thank you. Yeah.